Dallas Global.
You gonna know what's going on. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's your girl Luscious Barbie, another Dallas Texas check. You already know I'm here because I'm popping right now, so I gotta just ride the wave. Let's go.
So now, you've been doing your thing for a minute. Like, what made you get into like the slogans and like? 'Cause I've been seeing you doing your thing with like interviews, and just being outside and engaging with people. So like, what made you go the TikTok route? And like, how did you even get started doing this?
Man, it's crazy because I tell everybody the same thing. How I got started, like really just being active, because of course, like you said, I've been doing interviews. I started Let's Talk Dallas. It's basically the same thing that I'm doing now, and I started that over 6 years ago. Like doing internet radio, doing all of that, right? I would be the girl that would be in Vegas and Austin and all these other places. But what really made me just go in and go hard is I got fired from my job. But it was crazy because I used to watch TED Talks every day on how to quit my job. Like every single day. I would watch them while I was at work, right? And end up manifesting me getting fired. They called me on the phone and was like, this not working out. I'm like, hey, like, what you mean? Like, I'm ready to come to work. Yeah. But I looked at my vision board and it said, go to LA, go network, your life depends on it. So I'm like, all right. Within like 2-3 weeks, packed up everything, moved out there with one of my cousins. And yeah, I moved to California in 2019 after I got fired. Okay. Because I really wanted to just see the entertainment life in a full span. Because Dallas I love Dallas, right? But like I said before, I've been doing Let's Talk Dallas forever. And it was kind of like, I switched from going to internet radio to linking up with DJ Good with it and doing interviews and doing it here and there. And it was kind of like, it was buzzing, but of course with a lot of different platforms, it was one of the things like, you too positive. You know what I'm saying? I'm interviewing artists like Bobby Sessions and all these other people while everybody else trying to get the scoop on what's going on and creating the beef, right? So it was kind of like a tricky situation for me because I'm like, oh, I want to highlight positive businesses. I want to highlight the chefs, and that really wasn't the wave at that point. Before 2020, it was like people really didn't care. So when I went to LA, I did shows like I Can See Your Voice. I did background work for Love and Hiphop, Insecure. Every time you turn on your TV, you would see me in the background in these different shows. So what it did for me is it brought the respect level of the people in Dallas, because now you like, oh, I know her. Like I seen her. Damn, let me go to her Instagram. Now it's the respect level change, right? Then the pandemic happened, and I'm talking about LA was thriving. Like, if I was still in LA, if I would have never came back, I would definitely have bagged a movie or Tyler Perry, which we gonna still link up Tyler. I know, trust me, we gonna link. But it really changed. It hit a shift when it came to the pandemic, because I was like, whoa, pandemic? Not really feeling that in LA. Gotta go back home, right? When I came back to Dallas, it was one of the things like, okay, what am I gonna do? And I didn't really know TikTok at all. It was one of the things that my nieces them showing me renegade dance. And I kept my first video up because I wanted to show the progress. My very first video, my nieces are trying to teach me how to do renegade, and I'm slaughtering it. I don't even know what to do. But the more I kept trying to just studying the app, and I really had to go back to doing what I know. I had to go back to Let's Talk Dallas. But I'm like, okay, I don't want to say Let's Talk Dallas because then that kind of just generalized it and it's not catchy enough. So I started another Dallas, Texas check. And my very first another Dallas, Texas check video was Sweet Georgia Brown. And I'm like, if your barbecue place ain't like potholes in the parking lot and grease running off the back of the building, I don't want it. And that video went crazy because it was real. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them like, nah, for real, if I walk in.
Let me ask you this though. Do you really think Sweet Georgia Brown's good?
I love Sweet Georgia Brown. We had this debate already.
Damn.
I love Sweet Georgia Brown, first of all, because I love it because of all the reasons that people don't. People be like, it's greasy. I love it because it's greasy. But I can prepare myself to know I'm going to get greasy food. That's it. I know when I go to customer service, it's going to be, you can't say and that's what I love about the place. When you're in line, if you say, we ain't got no That's what I love about it. They have created that, but that kind of made me be like, all right, well, I need to stick to the original formula that I was doing on Instagram and every other platform, bring it to TikTok and shit. It worked.
So now, shit, being this a lot, I hear this a lot, but being as though you were one, that you are a woman, do you feel like it was harder for you to like get people to gravitate to Let's Talk Dallas and shit like that?
Yeah, for Let's Talk Dallas.
Why you say that though?
Because look at look at a woman, and you can still see it now. When you think of all the platforms when it comes to interviewing artists and all that.
I don't think it's because y'all women though. I feel like y'all got more power than niggas, because a nigga gonna talk to you before he talk to me.
I think
unless you feel like I can do something.
I think the reason why is because we're not controversial enough. No, listen, it's a difference between you can get behind the camera or in front of the camera and say, hey, bro, what's your beef with XYZ, right?
Well, that's not what I do.
That's not what you do. I'm saying you could.
Right.
And as a man, you could, and it'd be a man-to-man conversation, bro. It's either gonna be.
I don't agree with that.
It's gonna be. I don't want to talk about it.
It's gonna be a nigga that's watching it, like, man, look at this messy ass hoe ass nigga.
Right. But for a female, it's okay.
Expected.
It's gonna be messy.
But I feel like y'all get a pass because y'all.
And the reason why I couldn't go that route is because I know too much information. You know what I'm saying? I'm too plugged. I know too many DJs. I know too many people that there's no way I can bring up a topic with something that's controversial without being biased. You know what I'm saying? Without saying, nah, bro, you did some old ass shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it was harder for me. I think for women in general, because it's one of the things that it ain't really no way you can be like, all right, let's cut to the chase and let's talk about it. I went the positive route because I have seen what interviews can do, and I don't want to be on Clubhouse arguing with everybody. That ain't what I want to do, you know. So it's kind of like one of them things. But I think it does make it harder as a woman, just in general, because we're expected to be the happy person on the red carpet, be the person that's like, oh, tell me all about yourself, right? And then we know that it's a male-dominated industry, especially when it comes to rappers and all that. So it's like, you're not really gonna get the respect if you come into the situation with, dang, you gonna try to expose me or you gonna try to do this. It ain't no win. It's some people that can do it, but you gotta have a big name behind it.
Do you feel like some popular female influencers in the city when it comes down to the media? Can you name them? Because it's like,
I mean, Mo Classified.
Okay, so
Mo Classified, of course, because she has Trump just the city, you know what I'm saying? She's not just Dallas. She's interviewed Nipsey. She's had some great accomplishments attached to interviews that she's done. But as far as just Dallas specific, there's a lot. But like I said, most of them are attached to radio stations, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
independent female, like people that's just kind of, you know, following their way with doing their own thing.
That's just really thriving in the media.
That you know, like,
as far as interviews,
as far as anything, a platform, anything.
It's so many. I just don't, off the top of my head, as far as women. You know what? No. And see, a lot of them work as groups, so I don't know if it's just a woman, but like, what's her name? Nova.
Oh, yes, I know.
Nova. And it's a lot of people that I met, and the reason why I say I don't know right now because I know so many people, so kind of just zeroing it down. But I can send you a list for sure.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, you gotta plug this in.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, with Dallas Global specifically, like they be like, oh, we overshadowing them, and it's like, bro, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really be focused on what other people got going on, especially if it's not just like, I do know, like, shout out Before the Cloud, shout out Nova, shout out RG, shout out
Before the Cloud, yeah. Be the Cloud.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out all of them, but it's like, I don't really know too many female personalities.
Shay Trendy, Shay Trendy.
Yeah. She got the smoke shop too. I fuck Shay Trendy. But like, okay, besides them, that's people I already work with.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people I don't really know.
Your media babe, Amber.
Yeah, shout out.
You know Amber. We went to her event, of course.
But like, I really don't know what she does besides like push it together.
Yeah. She a PR. She do events. She's an artist manager. She's got a lot of stuff going.
Conversation.
Yeah.
I really don't. I just know she like, hey, I got this event.
Yeah, and that's usually how it be.
Yeah.
But she comes from radio background and all that, so yeah, she's somebody that has that platform, and I know she'll be jumping back in front of the camera, but she's behind the scenes in a lot of stuff. She's an executive producer of the show that I work on.
Nah, for sure. Shout out to the Breakfast Brothers too.
Oh yeah, of course.
But now Dallas has been through a lot of transition throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about the scene here now? Like, do you feel like it's a lucrative scene? Do you feel like?
Oh yeah, it's so much money to be made in Dallas. That's why so many people are moving to the city. It's so much money, and I'm not even just talking about in media. I'm talking about as an actress. A lot of people miss out on the money. It's a lot of commercials being shot in Dallas, in Austin, in Texas in general. But when it comes to that commercial money, when it comes to advertising money, when it comes to even with artists, the only thing we missing is major, like, we don't have a big like CBS Studios or Capitol Records, or that's the only thing we're missing. But as far as talent and the money, as far as what people have spent in Dallas and can spend, it's here for sure.
So, like, what do you think it's gonna take for us to get in the dough? Like, 'cause a lot of people who live here in Dallas feel like the city is sleep on Dallas, like, or that like actual Dallas natives aren't really reaping the benefits of things that's going on in Dallas. Why do you think that is?
I would say that a lot of the times that whole concept about Dallas don't support Dallas, it's a respect thing for one, but it's also for two that, I mean, I get a lot of love from the city now. I can't see it from both ends. Now it's because I'm highlighting things in Dallas. And the main reason why I started Another Dallas Section Check and Let's Talk Dallas is because every time I would hop on YouTube, I would see something negative. You know what I'm saying? I would see something negative about Dallas, and I wanted to bring the positive light. But I would say what's going to get us there is to keep collaborating, keep helping each other, keep pushing it, because Dallas is really the city that thinks that Dallas doesn't support. Because when I was in LA and I would say I was from Dallas, people be like, oh shit, Dallas, damn, for real, oh my God, I'm gonna have to make it out. But it has to be people that are able to move around and still bring it back to the city. We do a lot of moving around. We'll go to Atlanta, then we don't see us no more. We go to LA, we don't hear about it no more.
I mean, shit, yeah, I agree, but I feel like shit, niggas gotta stop hating on one another too. Like, everybody, like you said, we gotta be more collaboration. But at the same time, the collaboration gotta make sense.
It do.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just be linking up with niggas that
because people be stealing. That's why you can't link up with everybody, because people be stealing, and I have experienced that from the comedy realm, where people will steal your jokes. I'm a comedian too.
Okay, so let's get into that, because like right now I feel like it's a big comedy wave that's in the city. Like, it's a lot of comedians out here, there's a lot of people actually doing their thing, there's a lot of people that want to do their thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, when it comes down to rappers and fucking comedians, all of them niggas be crying like for attention, or what somebody, they always crying about what somebody not doing for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that is?
Because it's the power of the stage. Until you have been on stage, it's something that it's hard to understand. Once you're on the stage in front of people and you're a person that you are there for validation in a way. When you're a comedian, you're there for laughs. You know what I'm saying? So you're there for the support of the people. What happens, and I understand what you mean by people be crying. What happens is a lot of times like, oh, my partner ain't come to my show. You ain't sharing my stuff. You don't listen to my music. You don't buy it. That's not your audience. You know what I'm saying? The people that actually come, that actually laugh, that actually buy your music, that actually do that, that's your audience. So I really focus on the people that do support versus the people that don't. Because I want it to be to the point where if you haven't been to one of my shows, you'll hear about it. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear about it, or you'll catch it on like HBO or Netflix and be like, dang, she from Dallas, I didn't know, you know? So it depends on perception and how people look at it.
Do you feel like, I know you said like being a female in that industry, in the media industry, was kind of harder. Like, do you feel like it's the same way in the comedy game as well?
Oh yeah, I feel like in any industry, even in a corporate job, being a woman, it's just so much harder because there's so much that we have to deal with. With comedy, I feel like as a woman, it makes it so much harder because there's a certain lane that you can go with your comedy. I've seen comedians do something where they're over-sexualized, and with you being a woman, because you have body parts that people will draw attention to, you kind of have to stay away from that, or you have to draw into it. But once you draw into it, then now you're known as, like, you can tell the difference between Samora and Monique. I watched an interview with Monique the other day, and she was on the reel, and it was like, oh, Monique, nah, you was talking about skinny bitches, now look at you, you skinny. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of puts you in that category. So you either have to be able to be all around, or you gonna just go in that lane and just shoot for the stars with it. Because
I mean, when people grow too, though, like, at the same time, I feel like Monique was coming for us. So shit, you never know.
And it ain't nothing wrong with that. People grow, but that's just something that, like I said,
you gotta be mindful.
You gotta be mindful when you put certain content out there. Cause like for me, when I talk about sex in my comedy, it's going to be something that is gonna be so far-fetched that you're not gonna be thinking about me having sex while you're watching me and while I'm talking. Because if I do that and I put you in a lane where now you thinking about me really actually doing this act and it's not funny, now I've lost your attention. You know what I'm saying? And now it's gone all over the place. I might as well just drop my OnlyFans link after the show, because that's where people's mind goes. So you really have to be mindful of what you're saying.
Damn.
It's an art, really. It's an art.
What's the comedy scene like? What's the comedy scene like here in the city, like from your perspective?
From my perspective, I feel like it's so much opportunity for comedy. It's so many people that are looking to get started or that have already gotten started. It's so many shows going on, so many open mics. But what I love about the comedy scene here in Dallas is so much money to be made. When I got into the comedy scene, which wasn't too long ago, in the middle of the pandemic, like I said, when I got back, that's what kind of with my platform, I'm like, all right, well, this is a dream that I've always wanted to do. Let me jump on this too. But I came in it on the business end. I wanted to throw my own comedy shows. I wanted to bring comedy concerts together. I wanted to link other people together and make the money from people coming to the show, because a lot of comedians don't understand the business of comedy. I'm not the comedian that you're gonna see at open mics, because I want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? If I want to practice my comedy, I'm gonna do it for my friends.
How much should okay, that's a good question. Like, how much should the opening, how much should a comedian make out here? I don't know.
It depends. It depends on how often you're being booked. It also depends on how relatable your content is. It depends on how active you are. And at the end of the day, everything goes off of numbers. It could be a comedian that's not funny at all. If you got over 10,000 followers on Instagram, you can get $200 for 15 minutes. I mean, even more.
I mean, I really feel like it really just depends on how many people you bring out.
But that's not always the case.
I mean, so if I pay you $200 to come do a show and you don't bring nobody out,
you're not paying me for promotion. You paying me for my time.
Who won, me or you though?
Me.
I'm saying exactly. So like,
but it depends on.
How do you feel about local rappers being paid?
I feel like people, because I'm a person that, now I have had people come out for free, depending on the event. If I know it's gonna be good exposure and I'm gonna have.
When do you feel like a local rapper in Dallas should get paid?
I feel like, first of all, that depends on the rapper, right? It depends on the rapper. It depends on how serious you take it. Because if you don't take it as a business, if you don't treat yourself as a business, then don't expect for people to offer to pay you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't see the demeanor on your page and I don't see you out here really grinding and making people pay you, because it's a thing. People don't understand. When people reach out to you and say, hey, can you do a show for me? And you say, yeah, I'll pull up, no problem. And you never mention money, I'm not gonna mention money. You know what I'm saying? But if you say, hey man, I'm working with a manager, even if you're not, I'm working with a manager, and in order for me to come, you're gonna have to give me a drink, you're gonna have to give me $40 or something.
What do you think is a good starting price for an upcoming artist?
For an upcoming artist, it depends on if you suck or not. I mean, because you can ruin your reputation by trying to go too high, and then you get there, you trash, you nervous, you choking, you don't know what you're doing. And now, me as a person putting on the show, I'm not gonna book you again because I paid you. Versus, I might give you another chance if you choke or you ain't really that good or you pick the wrong song. I might be like, alright, come back the next time, because I didn't lose nothing. But if I paid you and you suck, now I'm gonna be like, alright, that was just, it is what it is.
I gotta ask you about the local artists, because you know that's well, we cover a lot of the rap in the city. Is there any local artists that you listen to?
Oh yeah, I always listen to local artists, but I love local artists that I meet organically. Like Killer Be Killed, I met him organically. Like, and I'm talking about still selling mixtapes out the trunk, like really still Killer Be Killed. He got the song Taco Loco. Man, he was at that event that you was at too. I'm even on his album Nala because he's a person that's very persistent and consistent with. He got me on his album a song Another Dallas Texas Check. What I mean by people understanding business is he understood my brand and understood the power that I had on TikTok. So he had me do a review on his album and put it as a song on his album. And now when you type in Another Dallas Texas Check, you can even type it in on Google and his song gonna come up. So it's a matter of, I can't be mad that you understand the business because I'm on there and I make money. I make residuals off the song. But he understood the wave, and within the first week of him dropping that, it brought up his stream on Spotify by 200%. Because he understood the business and understood the way, but he out of Holly Hills.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
I gotta tap in.
Oh yeah.
Any other locals?
Local artists or just comedians?
Local artists.
Local artists, man. There's a few. Jay Carlos. Jay Carlos is hard. He performs at Dallas Unplugged every Friday. With the band. When I say I listen to that nigga album every week, every day, like he go hard. He's an artist that sings and rap. He cold. There's Taylor Morgan. She's amazing. She sings like crazy. Jones Moreau. She can sing fucking opera. She performed with the piano. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many artists out here that's like. But I know that because I'm literally out here scouting. I go to different shows. I go to different stuff. Yeah, I scout for people because I'm really about putting on for the city.
Right. I feel that. Now, do you feel like Dallas is gonna have that wave of music again soon?
Dallas is gonna always have a wave of music because that's where most music started. And you can't get away from Dallas when it comes to any realm of entertainment. Like literally, you have to pass through somebody from Dallas or they're gonna be connected with somebody else. And now that we're really a streaming world now. It ain't even really about LA no more. It's not about Atlanta no more. It's about who you know. So yeah, I feel like it's definitely gonna come back here. But it's gonna come back in a major way. And I think we would have to be the ones to bring the boogie movement back.
You feel like that's the only way?
No, I feel like that's one of the major ways because we started it. But everybody took off with it. But if we was able to bring it back and bring that same sound, that same feel back, we win.
Okay. Now shit, where are you going with your business in 2022?
2022, it's all about, just elevating. Now it has elevated so much within a year. Now, not only am I a promoter, but I'm also, I got an advertising business now. I got a bus where I take people to these places where I do tours of Dallas because I really want you to come to Dallas and find out where to go, who's to go. I'm doing a tour next where it's gonna be a TMZ style tour where you never know. Lil Ronnie might pull up in Deep Ellum or anywhere I go. So I got a bus tour, so that's still gonna be flowing, but I'm gonna get heavier and probably get more buses. I'm now an executive producer for the TV show In the Kitchen with the Breakfast. Well, I'm not the executive, but I'm one of the producers of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm a writer and the announcer of the show. Shout out to Ricky Booker, to Amber, to everybody that let me come in, but that changed the game too because I produce a lot of content. So I feel like more skits is coming. I got a movie deal in the works, so I got an animation coming. So much stuff coming 2022 that it's all up. I don't even limit myself on what can happen because I pick up the phone and people be like, shit, can you take some pictures? I'm like, fuck it, I'm a photographer, so you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I'm down for whatever.
Nah, for sure. Now, where can people follow and find you at if they want to reach out to you, book you for any of your services or anything?
Book me for all of the services, first of all. Just book. Keep me booked and busy, but follow me, Sweet Life of Luscious on Instagram, Sweet Life of Luscious on TikTok. If you can't find that, type in Another Dallas Texas Check on Google. Leave me a couple reviews or whatever. Type in Another Dallas Texas Check on TikTok. Whatever you do, follow me on all platforms. Just stop following me in the store because y'all getting real weird with that, all right? Like, stop following me on the freeway because y'all getting real weird, okay? But yeah, follow me on everything. Book me. You can go to my website, www.anotherdallastexascheck.com. That's the best place to book. Or click the link in my bio on any social sites. And every question that you possibly could have is right there in the bio.
Sure, I appreciate you pulling up.
Oh yeah, appreciate y'all. Let's go.